NFC.
All right, where do you want to start?
East.
Okay.
I know you know this division.
It's close. It's very, very close.
Wow, really? You think it's close?
I think it's close, and I think it comes down to the coaching. I think there's two very good coaches in the NFC East, and then there's two ones that are kind of just jerk offs. And I don't know if I want to see if you can guess who's who.
Well, let me start with this. Did you see the Ron Rivera comments the other day?
Yeah, I did.
What the fuck was that, man?
Booger McFarland likes that he said it.
What?
Did you hear what McFarland said?
No.
McFarland was like, "Oh, it's good that you said that because it puts it out to the media." I'm paraphrasing obviously.
What?
But he's like Booger was like it puts it out to the media that how did he say? What did he say? He's like basically it puts it out to the media that you're trying to light a fire under your guy's ass or something like that.
What? If anything, that statement probably got him fired for like at the end of the year. At the end of the year, he's guaranteed done.
You think he'll make it to the end of the year?
Well, I mean, they're not going to fire him right before the season, probably.
Well, I didn't think they were going to fire him before the season, but I don't know. Washington, I feel like they could fire him midseason.
First of all, anybody that agrees with those comments is fucking insane. What? Let me ask you this question. Chad, they are paying Ron Rivera $8 million a year. For what? What does he do? Explain it to me. What does he do to earn $8 million a year?
Makes very poor decisions.
Did you see him in the media? He said, well, Bieniemy controls his side of the ball and Del Rio controls his side of the ball. So what? You get paid $8 million a year to fuck up in the media? That's your role in this?
Yeah, basically. And
it's nuts.
I feel like but when you think about his comments though, right? Like basically he said
insane.
He basically said my favorite coach is Jack Del Rio. It's basically what he said.
Yeah. But not even that.
He basically said Bieniemy doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, but not even that. Nobody knew about any of this. He literally is like, well, players are coming into my locker room to complain. Is like, wait a minute. You're leaking this shit to the media? Like there isn't reporters saying any of this. You're giving them the information.
Jesus Christ. Who is leaking all of this to the press? Ron, you are. Yeah, it's bad. But I just thought it was funny. Booger McFarland, who's like comically bad takes, is like, oh yeah, that's he should have done that. That was a good thing to do. Oh. Like you're basically turning like, and now your offensive coordinator can't trust his fucking players.
I don't even know what to say, Chad. I don't even know what to say other than the fact that I don't understand what he does.
Okay, so but back to my question, it feels like we now know again, two good coaches, two bad coaches. We know at least one of the bad coaches. Who do you think the other bad coach is?
I mean, McCarthy stinks.
Yeah, okay.
And I
make sure we're on the same page.
The fact that he's going to take over as the play caller.
Oh, I love it. I fucking love it.
Goes over well. I mean,
I love it.
When Rodgers was there, he's like, you know what? I'm just going to ad-lib all of this. I hate whatever you're giving me.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I pay the man. I love it.
So,
I honestly, again, for me, the division's coming down to coaching. I think the Cowboys, they'll win despite McCarthy again this year, but the Eagles, I think, are going to win the division. I don't think Mike McCarthy could coach his way out of a paper bag. I think Nick Sirianni has some things up his sleeve. And then I will give the Cowboys second in the division. I'll go Giants third again, and then Washington in dead last.
I'm going to take the Cowboys in third because I think this is just the time when the wheels start to fall off of the Mike McCarthy experiment. The longer he's there, the worse the team gets. It happens over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm going to take
again, I think he's like upgraded Jeff Fisher. He does good enough to get you.
He's the offensive Jeff Fisher.
So I love Mike McCarthy. I think he's the greatest coach ever. I hope he forever remains a Cowboys coach.
That's what I say. That's what I say about Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman.
And here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers was good enough to get you into the NFC Championship game, Mike McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, you couldn't get over the hump because you're a fucking shitty coach, and that's on you. But you don't have Aaron Rodgers. Dakota Prescott, he's a good quarterback. He's top 10. I'll give him that. But Dakota Prescott, we've seen him fold in the playoffs year after year. Like, at the end of that game against the 49ers, he was trying to give the fucking ball away.
There are two things that I really worry about beyond the Mike McCarthy stuff, because I think Prescott will take a step back now that he's calling plays. Outside of CD Lamb, who scares you? Who scares you anymore? And Tony Pollard's a good player, but to ask Tony Pollard to do what he does as the only running back, like
they have Deuce Vaughn.
I know Zeke.
Don't discredit 5'7" Deuce Vaughn.
Okay, I know Zeke wasn't the same anymore, but when Zeke was really humming, he carried them to a lot of wins. And he kept that defense off the field. With Pollard, if he's the only back there, I don't know that they can do that anymore.
But the door isn't like 100% closed on Zeke, though.
Well, I mean,
like,
even if they bring him back, he's not the same guy.
Well, I mean, but he's your change of pace. Pollard doesn't have to do it all on his own anymore.
That's like Rico Dowdle is listed as the number 2 running back on their depth chart. I think that's really going to hurt them.
I don't know. Like I said, I think Dakota Prescott is good enough, despite Mike McCarthy. I mean, I don't think he's good enough to win you a Super Bowl, but he's good enough despite Mike McCarthy.
I mean, there's other problems.
Very good. I think if Brandon Cooks can stay healthy, he's a reliable deep threat.
There's other problems to worry about.
Tight ends lacking.
How about, I mean, what happens if Zach Martin doesn't report? Because you
know what? I forgot about that.
Right now, he's racking up $50,000 fines every day.
I mean, I will agree with Jerry Jones in this one aspect. He has made a lot of money, so he can afford it.
Well, Jerry Jones said we need the money to pay Michael Parsons, which he's technically not wrong about. But I'm just saying, if Jerry Jones is going to take the stance that we're not giving him a raise and he doesn't show up, that's a problem.
Well, that's what I meant. Like, he could very well not show up because, again, Jerry Jones was not wrong. He's made a lot of money. He can afford the fines.
So now you're asking Pollard to be the only running back without Zach Martin. Good luck. Good luck.
I forgot about Zach Martin. I'm not going to lie.
Good luck. I mean, and defensively, Micah Parsons is a fucking monster.
Yeah. Except for when he's lined up against Lane Johnson. Let's not forget. Lane Johnson, no, he fucking disappeared.
Outside of Micah Parsons, who scares you? Who scares you? And I think their secondary has gotten better now that they added Gilmore. That should help. And I do really like Hooker. Diggs got his money. But, I mean, outside
Vander Esch is a good linebacker.
They don't have the pass rushing depth that Philadelphia does. They don't. Nor the defensive tackle. They don't have Josh Sweat. They don't have Hassan Reddick. They don't have Nolan Smith. They don't have Brandon Graham. They don't have that.
To their credit, they also don't have Derek Barnett. And that's in their favor, though. So,
they don't have nearly the defensive line depth that Philadelphia has. They don't.
Yeah, they have better linebackers, though. That's on.
Yes.
Even though Miles Jack, I like Nakobe Dean. Still a little bit he's unproven. But I mean, when he did play last year, Nakobe Dean played very well.
The LSU guy, Damone Clark, will help Dallas this year, who they didn't have last year. But Parsons is really the only guy. I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence is good, more so against the run, but they don't have that wave of pass rushers that Philadelphia has.
Yeah. Like I said, I forgot about Zach Martin, and I'm knowing that he might not. So if Zach Martin reports, they're 2 for me. If Zach Martin sits out the entire season, they're 3. And then the Giants are 2.
It's not even just about Zach Martin. It's one thing to lose one offensive lineman. Tyron Smith is going down at some point. Like that's happening.
I'm just saying. For me, it is Zach Martin though. If Zach Martin shows up, they're a better team, obviously, than without him. But for me, it's if Zach Martin reports, they'll be the second team in the division. If he doesn't, it's going to be the Giants.
I'm taking Philadelphia running away with it. I think the Giants are second, Dallas third, and the shit show Commanders fourth.
Yeah. Can we just talk about how good the Eagles are for a second? Like how good Jalen Hurts is.
Can you give me one comment on your expectations for Sam Howell, and then you can talk about the Eagles.
Sam Howell. I think he flashed a little bit last year, but
one game.
I think, that's a little bit. That being said, I think he's playing for the Washington Commanders. If he throws the ball every play to Terry McLaurin, he'll probably be really good. Otherwise, I think he's not like he's not in a good situation. Basically,
No.
he's just like he has one tool to succeed, and that's Terry McLaurin. Everything else is just fucking dog shit.
I actually don't think their team
is. And the one running back is good too. The one running
back. Can I say this about the Commanders? I don't think their roster's that bad. I don't. What? They got two good receivers. McLaurin. They got Jahan Dotson was good last year as a rookie.
Yeah, that's true.
Brian Robinson. I mean, he was good in a year that he got shot.
Yeah.
Their offensive line's bad. Don't get me wrong. Their offensive line's bad. Line. But their defense, they got a good front. Jonathan Allen, Payne. They got Chase Young should be back.
I mean, yeah.
They got Sweat.
I mean, what did he do? How did Chase Young re-hurt himself last year? Like he was like stepping off a curb or something. Like he was riding a bike with some fucking stupid shit like that.
But their front's good. If Belichick was coaching that team, they'd win 9 games.
That might be fair.
I mean, they were terrible in close games last year.
So then let me re-advise myself. Because of the coaching staff, he's got no shot. Once Ron Rivera leaves, and if they get a competent coach in there, I think he'll be okay.
All right, now you can talk about the Eagles.
Oh, I wanted to hear you talk about the Eagles because I know about the Eagles, but I like to hear other people say good things about the Eagles.
Well, I mean, first and foremost, the only thing they really lost was Gardner Johnson, who, if Sidney Brown can replace him, that's taken care of. And I mean, Gardner Johnson isn't really like a pure safety. He's kind of all over the place. Nickel corner.
Might be Blankenship.
Blankenship has a chance.
From what I heard, Blankenship's getting a lot of first-team reps in camp.
It looks like he's going to be the starter. But, I mean, more than their defensive line, I mean, I already talked about it enough. But they lost Hargrave. But Jordan Davis should take a big step forward. And now you added the best player in the draft, Jalen Carter. You add Keely Ringo. I mean, Keely Ringo doesn't even have to play. Keely Ringo can be your fourth corner. The depth that they have sets them apart. I mean, so who's got running backs like that?
Yeah. And I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently, like, people are saying they're in the mix for Cook.
No way. No way. No.
It's Twitter rumors.
No way.
I'm not saying it. Twitter rumors are saying they're in the mix. I personally don't see the point in bringing in Dalvin Cook. Like, he's a great player, but like you've already allocated a lot of money. You have a big running back room as it is. I'm just saying.
You got a huge running back room.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying Twitter rumors, well, I don't know. I'm sorry. X rumors.
The rumors I've seen is that Swift looks like a monster.
Well, I mean, I've heard reports from camp. Yes, he's looked good. I mean, so far, again, the only report that I've heard negative is fucking Derek Barnett.
Yeah. Same.
So, like, that's like the only negative on the team right now.
I've heard
hate that guy.
All the things I've been reading is that Nolan Smith and Ringo are monsters, and that Carter has flashed, but it's going to take some time.
And I mean, obviously, the second best quarterback in the league. How can you not like the Eagles?
Did you see my quarterback tiers? I put him in the top tier.
I'm glad you did. He deserves it.
I think they're going to be good again. And again, what did they lose from the Super Bowl team?
Oh, by the way, that's a good question, because can we point something out here? Everyone, like, don't get me wrong. Javon Hargraves is a great fucking player.
Yes.
Everyone keeps pointing out, oh, the Eagles aren't going to be the same. They're going to lose 11 and a half sacks. Yeah, but even if you take away 11 and a half sacks, they still led the league in fucking sacks
by a mile.
Yeah. It wasn't close, even if you take away the 11. So it's like, what are you fucking saying exactly?
I mean, the biggest thing is, like, in Dallas, Fletcher Cox would have to play 99% of snaps. In Philadelphia, he's got two motherfuckers next to him.
Yeah, so, like, I just, like I said, I just wanted to. I always love hearing good things about the Eagles, so I wanted to hear some good things.
I'm higher on the Eagles than I've ever been in my life. Because, I mean, he actually listened to me. One GM actually listened to me. I've been saying for years, why don't you guys just take the Georgia guys? They're in the national championship. They have the best defense. They recruit the best players. They're number one in the recruiting rankings constantly. And he's the only guy that's figured it out.
Yeah. I had such good feelings last year, the entire season. And it's just like, I'm so happy I get to carry that forward into this
year. Like, where do you even stop? It's just like, on any other team, Nolan Smith is going to have to start. In this team, they can say, hey, third down.
He's like the fourth guy. He's like the fourth guy right now.
Like any other team, your first round pick has to fucking play. In Philadelphia, Nolan Smith can just go out in there on third downs.
Yeah. So it's like I said, I mean, it's just funny to me that the same. It's the exact same question marks as last year, though. Like last year, when you looked at the defense, it was like, well, with the exception of Jalen Hurts was a little bit of a question mark going into last year. I just don't
even think it's close. Like all the people that are picking Dallas, I just don't even think it's close. They have the best quarterback in the division. They have the best collection of running backs in the division. They have the best tight end in the division. They have the best wide receivers in the division. They have the best offensive line in the division. They have the best defensive line in the division. They don't have the best linebackers in the division. But they might have the best. It's probably a toss up in the secondary. They win like 8 or 9 out of 11.
Yeah, and again, like, but when you look at their question marks, right, going into this year versus last year, their question marks this year are linebacker,
yes,
safety. That's it.
Yeah. Last
year, going into the season, their question marks were linebacker, safety, and then you add quarterback. Because I don't think nobody could have expected Jalen Hurts' performance last year. I don't give a shit who you are. If you were saying, yeah, I knew exactly what Jalen Hurts was going to do last year, you're either fucking lying about it, or you were just retardedly optimistic about how good Jalen Hurts was going to be.
But even the question marks.
But my point here is like they had the exact same question marks as last year, and last year with those question marks, they made it to the fucking Super Bowl.
I believe in Nakobe Dean. I think Nakobe Dean's going to be good. And I like what they did in the secondary. I love Ringo. And I think Sidney Brown's going to be good.
Again, my point is that when you look at this team, if you look at what they did last year with the exact same question marks, they made it to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they're going to go back to the Super Bowl as much as I would love to see that.
I think they're going back to the Super Bowl.
Oh, well, okay then. But I definitely think that they're going to be just as good as they were last year. They're going to be impossible, if not very hard to beat.
Are we good now? We can move on?
Yes, we can.
Okay.